Welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. You know, it's going to us first to quench your thirst. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love some tea. Sure. I got some water because hydration is important, and I need to stay hydrated for what we're about to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I have my cup mug because that is also important to have, just because. And you can get your cup mug at lanazcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. Thank you.
Yes, God, yes, God. And hi, everyone. I'm back. I made it. I'm looking at my face. I think gay. On today's occasion, I'm drinking just a little bit of coffee I've got left here today. Just some caramel vanilla, some normal, standard, everyday coffee because I needed something regular and normal and everyday to balance out the craziness um, of this episode. And all I have to say is, Amaya Papaya Nation, rise up. Because, baby, I'm angry at several many men. And we will talk about it in this episode.
Hmm. But we are here. We are back. Um, talking. We're going to talk all about Love Island episode 26. Because we got a lot to say, but so let me get the logistics out of the way. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, because we are trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So we would appreciate your support. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to all of our other channels, because we are all on the same mission of getting 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. So click the links in the description below. Go subscribe to all of those channels. Support us that way. Or if you need to listen to us on the go, subscribe to our audio podcast link channels. Click the links. You'll find all of those podcast channels down there. And join our Patreon as well, because we are trying to do some fun things in our Patreon. And so we want to have some fun things in there for you. So join the Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod, or at Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, and all of the places. Instagram. Yeah, all the
That
places. We're
one.
gonna that was the one. So follow us on all of our socials. Okay, let's get into this, because baby,
Baby.
I don't know how linear this review is going to be. I don't know how the linear this recap is going to be, because I just have points that I just have to talk about, and there's points that I just know is not going to come off linear. I'm going to try to be as linear as I can, but no promises.
I was going to say, because I agree with you, I'm like, there's just a lot of, this episode was a lot of things that happen. And we literally get to the stand on business challenge,
Hmm.
not even like before halfway through the episode. Like that
Yeah.
is the bulk of the episode. I
Hmm.
was gonna say, do you want to talk about what we get before the
I
challenge
mean, we can talk about before the
first?
challenge, because that's where I was gonna go. Let's talk about
Yeah,
before the
yeah,
challenge, because we had little
of course.
conversations here and there.
Yeah,
We saw a conversation between Nick and Huda, and
yeah,
Nick was telling Huda that, yeah, you did a little too much. You went overboard in the challenge. And Huda was like, I kind of did go overboard. I get it. And I don't know why. At first she was like, I don't know why Shelly's mad at me. And he was like, because you did too much. And she was like, I did kind of do too much. I take
yep,
accountability for that. I own that I did too much. And I just want, her not to be mad at me. I just don't want, because I really do love her, blah, blah, blah. Nick was like,
yep,
yeah, you just did too much. And so y'all gonna have to figure that out. And she was, and I was like, yeah, I took accountability for that. I'm sorry. I hate that I did that. And she hugged me like, you're a good friend. He was like, even though I tried to vote you out twice. He was like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I want
I
I want y'all to remember that conversation too. By the way, go ahead.
I'm not gonna speak on the Shelly and Huda situation until later. I'm gonna put a pin in that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I didn't get to talk about the heart rate challenge because I wasn't here to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna save all my thoughts for the stand-up business
Mm-hmm.
challenge.
Mm-hmm.
because that's where I want to talk about Shelly and Huda, obviously. Um, again, loving Nick here. Loving
Mm-hmm.
Nick here. Trying to get both sides of the story here with Huda and with Shelly here. Um, Here's something I never thought I'd say. I appreciate Huda. Because at least if she's like, and here's the thing, I didn't particularly care for Hada earlier in this season. It is clear she is growing, and I will at least appreciate when a girl is attempting to grow. Is she still making mistakes? Yes, but at least she is trying to take accountability for the things she is doing wrong here. And I appreciate Nick having this conversation with her, letting her know, yeah, you went a little bit too far. She's trying to take accountability here, and I do really appreciate seeing that from her.
Well, I can say that. I feel like this is a little bit of Huda, because I don't know if you know, Huda got chastised, not chastised, but pretty much told by production she needs to calm down or she's getting kicked off the island. After her
I
spaz
did not know
outs,
that.
after her spaz outs with Jeremiah and all of that stuff, she literally got sat down by production and they told her she has got to
Mm,
get it together or they will
okay.
remove her from the island. So I think this is all Huda realizing she's in trouble, so she has to calm down. And but I do think I appreciate her taking the accountability for her actions,
Yeah.
but I my only issue is that she didn't stand on that later on. And we'll talk about it because I'm like,
Yeah.
you if you're going to I feel she's very male centered in her friendship and how she responds to things.
Hmm.
Because when the guys talk to her, it's all, "Oh no, I get it. No, yeah, I take accountability. I know
Hmm.
what I did wrong. I know." But then when she's talking to the girls, is, "Well, what do you want me to do? I'm just doing this. I didn't do anything." So
Yeah.
I kind of it's that give and take. Like I want to appreciate her for what she's doing and trying to take accountability, but I wish she would be that will be a through line all the way through the
Uh-huh.
conversations, and it's not. So that's my
I
only issue with that.
Yeah. I want to put a pin in that because
Hmm.
I there's a lot to discuss later with that. I'm curious about it. I'm curious where
Absolutely.
we because
Fall
I
in
think
line. Yeah.
there's a lot of dimension
Hmm.
to that discussion.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see that.
Yeah.
We see kind of the ultimate fallout from Andrina putting herself out there and going for Pepe. And I have to say, I appreciated Andrina kind of putting herself out there and being like, I'm gonna, like, she was locked in with Brian. We hadn't really seen a whole lot of, frankly, either of them for the last couple of episodes. So I appreciated Andrina kind of going, yeah, I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna go for go for Pepe. Pepe shuts her down.
Hmm.
I get it. We all know why,
Hmm.
because he wants Hannah.
Still hung up on
Um,
Hannah. Hmm.
and we'll talk about it later. Uh, mhm. And Adrina's being like, I've never been. This is the first time in a long time I've been friend zoned, and I love all of the girls being like, he's a fucking weirdo because yes, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Baby,
My
if you want Hannah, leave the island.
that is all I'm
Leave the
saying.
island.
I was like, you had every opportunity to leave. If your connection
Leave
with
the
Grayson,
island.
if your connection with Grayson wasn't strong, and you felt that, you could have been like, you know what? There's nobody else here for me, so I'm
Pepe,
gonna
I'm gonna
just
show you
go.
what you need to do. Leave. Get up.
Just,
Get
just
up and
walk away.
leave.
Just walk away. Just be like, you know
Walking
what?
away.
It's done.
Walk
Um,
away, Pepe. You can get up. You have legs.
it's
Get up and leave.
nobody's holding you hostage in this situation, so you can leave. So, but that's that. Let's talk about the Amaya Zach conversation because I have two tales about this conversation. I have two tales
Yeah.
about this conversation. I respect Amaya for going to tell Zach that, hey, you are not doing anything. Once we got back to this villa, I
Yeah.
still very single. I feel like you're not pulling me for chats. You're not doing anything. And so I need, I want to know where your
Yep.
head is at. Like, why are you doing? And I was like, yes, Amaya, please stand up for yourself and please ask this man what is going on because he's
Yeah.
not pulling her for chats. I did,
However,
however,
comma,
comma, if you're
I
going to ask a question and ask this man to tell you something, you got to let him tell you something.
let him answer, baby.
You, Amaya does not know how to stop
I
talking.
know.
I love Amaya Papaya. I think she's
I
great.
love Amaya
I think she's
Papaya.
great. I think she's great. Does she do too much? Absolutely. And if you can't handle her too much, that's because you're not the person for her. And I get that. But I also need Amaya to realize she has to let people talk
Let
because you're
him
not
talk,
going to get an
Amaya.
answer. You're not going to get an answer if you keep talking. He's trying, and like oh, I'm gonna jump to the challenge for just a second. When she got onto him and was like, "You could have told me that over there," I'm like, "When? When you were talking over him? He tried to tell you. He was telling you, and you kept talking over him." So in that instance, I'm like, Amaya, in that case, I need you to take a step back. I get it. In that instance, the
Yeah.
challenge, I felt bad for her doing the challenge because that didn't need to happen. But when it came to her current connection, he stepped in to try to say something. And when he
Yeah.
was talking to you over in that conversation, you did not let that man get a word in
Nope.
edgewise. He
Not at
couldn't
all.
tell you, hey, I think it's a little moving too fast. He
Yeah.
couldn't say it because you were
Nope.
talking. And he was just
Yeah.
like, I love Amaya, but
I love
she
Amaya.
does
Yeah.
not let people talk. And that's everybody, girls, guys, and everybody in between. She does not let people talk. And that is going to always be her problem because she is a talker and never the listener.
It I hope that when she comes out of the villa, I really hope she is able to take the opportunity to reflect on the experience, and I hope that that is the number one thing she can learn from this. I don't No one wants her to change.
No,
Nobody is ever asking her to change who she is. I hope she can grow from the experience. I hope she can grow and listen. Listening is the biggest skill that
yes.
she needs to learn from this, because I agree, this is the one opportunity in this episode, the one time where I'm like, I just needed her. I wanted her to voice how she felt to Zach in this moment, but I also needed her to give Zach the opportunity to voice how he felt and for her
Yep.
to listen and give him the space to also
Yep.
explain how he felt. Now, I
Absolutely.
do agree with her though, having watched the last couple of episodes, and obviously there's so much we're not seeing. But having watched the last couple of episodes, I do agree with what she's saying. He hasn't been pulling her for chats. Has he been making breakfast for her? No, he's been delivering it, which is a step, but it's one step. He needs to be doing a couple of more steps. And
But in
obviously, we also know it's because he's been exploring his connection with Alandria. And let's be honest, I feel like his connection with Alandria is a little bit stronger than his connection with Amaya currently.
in the situation, she said, "You're not pulling chats with me, and you're not pulling chats with anybody. It just feels like you're being a friend in the villa." And then when he does pull
Hmm.
Alandria, because everybody on this internet trying to make it look like Alandria pulled him, and she trying to take Zach away from Amaya. No, no, no. Zach pulled Alandria, and she talked to him because if we all acting like we have uh, amnesia, Zach chose Alandria first, and then only
Yep.
chose Amaya because Alandria wouldn't kiss him and Amaya
Yep.
was. So let's not act like Alandria is the one being the mean person in this situation.
No, not
But
at all.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Amaya, she had every right to say what she said. Everything she
Yeah.
said was valid and true. But the fact of the matter is that man couldn't even say why he felt how he felt because you were talking over him. I think
Yep.
Amaya needs to look back on her conversation she had with Ace, on her conversation she had with Zach, and realize in her conversation that her argument that she had with Shelly, she does not listen. She's
No.
always talking and she never listens. And that is going to be her downfall if she doesn't, like you said, we don't ask her to change her personality and who she is. We just want her to listen.
No. Yeah.
Because there's going to be a man out there who is going to cling to Amaya for the woman that she is, and
Yes.
how loving and attached she gets. There's going to be a man that loves that for her.
Yeah.
He might not be in this villa, but it's
He
going to
ain't
be
in
a
this
man
villa.
there. It's going to be a man out there for her, but she also is going to have to listen.
Yeah.
She's going to have to listen, and that is going to be her biggest challenge in everything. But she wasn't wrong.
It's
He wasn't wrong. She just wasn't
no.
listening to hear him being
I
not wrong.
yeah. Ultimately, Amaya's man ain't in this villa currently,
No.
and that's on that. So,
Mm-hmm.
we then kind of the only other big thing that we get is Chris and Brian are talking,
Mm-hmm.
and we get Chris talking about how he's taking a step back from Shelley
Mm-hmm.
because Shelley won't shut up about Ace again. And
Mm-hmm.
he's realizing that he's got a good, serious connection with Hutta that he wasn't expecting. And
And
at the same time,
he's interested in exploring Maya as well.
oh, okay, well then maybe a Maya Papayas connection is in this villa. I ain't mad at that either. Um, but at the same time, Hutta then tells Andrina and
Landry.
Alandria
Mm-hmm.
that she kissed Chris in the speakeasy last night.
Oh, and Chris
I'm
did
a
tell Brian the same thing too.
and
Mm-hmm.
yep, and we're gonna put a pin in that for later.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Um, Brian is also talking about to Chris about how he had a chat with Jalen
Mm-hmm.
because he's exploring things beyond his connection with Andrina. Thank you for talking to other people. Love it, love it, love it. And then that kind of also coincides with this conversation with our three Casa girls that are still here, Clark, Grayson, and Jalen, about how is it it's this conversation about like, is it difficult for us to still be open with the conversations or with the couples that we're in? Is it difficult to have conversations with other people? And Clark's like, yes. And it's like, well, Clark,
Mm-hmm.
baby, you did that to yourself.
Right, because you were only here for Taylor Day one, and that's all you've been the whole time.
That's all you've been
Like,
doing. That's all you've wanted to do. You only talked to him. You didn't give any other man another shot. So, Clark, you did that to yourself. Grayson and Jaden, I'm glad y'all are doing it to other people now. Glad y'all are doing it.
who Grayson talking to?
Jaden, I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad you are doing it.
Okay, because I'm about to say I ain't see Grayson talking to nobody.
Um, TJ, one time to tell him off during Casa.
Yeah, well, she ain't talked to him
I know.
since.
I know. I know. I
Let's get
know.
into this other conversation between these four people who I'm starting to get very annoyed with: Nick, Sierra, TJ, and Iris. I don't know when this happened when they feel like they the superior couples.
When
When
the
the
yeah.
did this go on? Like, when did this go on? Like, they
Also,
said
can we talk about when did TJ and Iris lock in as this serious couple? I
after the
like
recoupling. I'm like,
I
okay,
know I haven't been here for a minute on the channel talking about Love Island. When did they lock in? Like it would have been after the recoupling for sure,
it
but
was Casa after Casa, and I'm just like,
I
oh,
was
now they
like
just seriously, seriously serious.
what are
Okay,
we not seeing?
okay.
Genuinely, I was like, oh,
Ever since that throuple conversation Sierra and Nick had about Iris, or with Iris, and and Sierra talking about it now. Sierra and Iris are besties, and now Nick and TJ supposed to be best buds now, and I'm
how
like,
milk toast of them.
I'm just like, okay. I mean, I want to get your opinion on the Sierra and Nick closing off since you weren't here.
I love it. I love it because I appreciate that Nick and Alandria gave it a shot. I know, because I was up for it.
No,
I
I'm
was
not laughing at that. No, I hear that. No.
I know. I was up for it and I was here for it. And if that was gonna be the relationship, I was there and I was on the train and we talked about it, Lana, and I was there and I was up for it. I'm here for it if they're gonna do it.
Do you believe it?
No.
Can I ask why you don't believe it?
Because Sierra still has doubts.
Um, okay. I have a different take. I feel like Sierra's all in. I think
And
Sierra's
Nick
all
is not.
in, and Nick is not. And the reason I said that is because when that girl says on the date, "So I'm your dream girl," and he says, mm. Didn't answer the question. Didn't say, "Oh yeah, of course you're my dream girl."
Just
It
said,
was,
mm, no, because we know who his dream girl is.
mm. When this man kissed her and instantly got up and said, "Your lip gloss is all over me," huh? When we just watched the kiss and she said, "Oh, you got my makeup on your face." Leave it there. I love it. What? When this man sitting on the dock with her, he's like, "Yeah, me and Alendra kissed, but we realized it's not romantic because we kind of figured out that you're the girl that, and Taylor's the guy for her." What? You're the girl that what, Nick? You're the girl that I want. You're the girl that I need. You're the girl that I like the most. You're the girl. You couldn't even. The
You're
man
the
can't
girl.
fit
You're the girl that I need to win
settling for.
$100,000 with.
Hello, like.
Oh, Sierra girl, no.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. And that's just not me being delusional. It's just what I'm seeing. I can't buy it. I can't buy it. It's like 3 day stale milk. I'm not gonna go to the store and buy that. No, no, thank you. But anyway, I just want to see your opinion on that. Um, but yeah, I don't know when
Baby.
this foursome thought that they became the power couples of the villa and they can sit around and judge everybody and what everybody doing. I was just like, eh, eh, okay,
Mm.
all right. But anything else happened before that challenge, or if that's what we get to text?
No, we literally go basically straight into the challenge.
Mhm. So the stand on business challenge is happening, and everybody has to write down all the stuff. Let's get everything off your chest. You can be anonymous if you want to, but you can sign your name if you feel like it. And everybody's gonna ask what they feel and get it off their chest. And everybody's like, "Ooh, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I got so much to say, and I'm gonna stand
It felt like
on
SpongeBob.
business."
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. And by I'm ready, I mean I'm ready to shade Taylor. I'm ready to shade Huda. I'm ready to shade Taylor. I'm ready to
It-
shade Huda. That's literally what
it's
it
just
was.
it was just like everybody was ready. They're like, I got something to say, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put my name down. I ain't gonna put no. I'm like, more people didn't put their name down than that. But that's okay. That's okay.
I will say off the rip, I appreciate every single person that did.
Me too. I appreciate everybody who put their name down. Stand on your business. Like, you say what you said
Stand
and mean what you
on
say.
your business.
Period. But baby, okay. So this is why I know I'm not gonna get linear. So if you want to try to keep me on task, please do.
No,
'Cause
I do not. For the rest of this, y'all, we ain't gonna say linear.
I'm just gonna
I
talk
think
about
we're
what I
just
like.
gonna.
Let's start off with the Maya because she was
Yeah,
the
I think
first
that's
one.
She was not the first one.
She was not the first one. It was Austin, wasn't it?
Austin was the first one, but I think Amaya is probably where we should start.
Yeah, Amaya said we should start because Austin's kind of drag into that too. But let's just say, so Maya her question was something like, "You're so emotional. You cry more than anybody, like you're too emotional, you get too attached, too clingy, too fast, blah blah blah. And it was Austin who asked the question.
Yeah.
Um, and Maya was like, at first she was like, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm an emotional person. She's like, no, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm just an emotional person. I love how she
Yep.
said she's a sensitive gangster. So apparently she's
Hmm.
been saying that around the villa a lot because everybody was like, sensitive gangster.
Oh yeah,
So
I've heard that from her countless times
yeah, so she's
this
a sensitive
this season.
gangster. Yeah, she's a sensitive gangster. And I was like, I appreciate that because yeah, some we can be that way.
Love it.
And I love that she was not apologetic. She was like, if I'm not your cup of
No.
tea, don't drink me. If I'm not the book, if I'm not the book to read, don't read me. Like, I'm going to be who I am. What I had an issue with is Ace piping in, talking about some hold on. You wear your heart on your sleeve
For what
and
motherfucking reason?
you probably calling for babe, and that's a lot for some people. No, it was a lot for you, Ace. It's a lot for you. And then Austin was like, and yeah, I feel like after the first couple of days, like as soon as we got together, you kind of were just like all over it, and it was a lot, and I didn't know how to take it, and, and I'm like, okay, then she's not the person for you. But why are you trying to bring her down because she's not the person for you? The problem is you don't like girls that's not all about you. Want a woman that's all about you, but then when you get a woman that's all about you, you can't handle a woman that's all about you. You want a certain type of woman that's all about you. Just say
Hmm.
that. Just
Yep.
say that. And A's piping in and his little, whatever self talking about some she
Emphasis
just
on
do too
little.
much. I said what I said. He just do too much. And she's like, you just do too much. And stuff like that. I'm like, Ace, this had nothing to do with you. And I
Uh
do think
huh.
it was some chopped and screw editing because we saw some
Oh yeah.
reactions and then Ace was looked like he was saying something, but we didn't hear what he was saying, and then the Maya was still crying. And then Zach pipes in and I'm like, hey, Zach, calm down. Calm down. I know you didn't get to say what you needed to say in the conversation with her. I get that, but I need you to be the support system because you are in a couple with her. I need you to be her support and be like, okay, we gonna keep this in private. I just want to talk to you more. Like
And of all, and then of all people to be the support, thank you, Brian.
Brian.
Thank you, Brian, for stepping in and being like, okay, obviously none of y'all know the situation, but coming from a Hispanic household, that is how we talk. That is what that is how she was raised. So like she said, just because that's not your situation does not mean like that's just how she is. And quite honestly, Austin, Ace, y'all aren't in a motherfucking couple with her. Why are you still speaking on the way that she speaks to people when y'all aren't in a couple with her? Why do either of you give a fuck? Austin, you dumped her. You're not in a couple with her. You're in a couple with Jalen. Focus on your couple and focus on the fact that your couple is going off talking to another man. Talk about focus on your couple. Don't focus on Amaya anymore. Amaya isn't your problem because she's not your cup of tea. So don't
Absolutely.
fucking bring it up anymore. I understand this is the place to bring it up, but there was no reason to pile on and pile on and pile on. And I felt so bad for her. And then for Zach to fucking pile on in that moment,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Fuck that man. Fuck
Mm-mm.
that man. He's showing me the exact same shit that I saw the first time he was on TV.
I just
And
feel
it's
like
frustrating.
it's so frustrating. I feel like in that moment, it was too much. And I don't think everybody should have been saying something. I feel a little annoyed that the girls didn't even pipe up and say anything for her.
Not
Like,
a damn person.
unless we didn't get, like I said, unless the edit, because we know it was chopped and screwed and they just cut out their edit, and I
Yeah.
will give them grace for that because that's a possibility that can happen. But the fact that the only thing that we saw was that none of the girls said anything, and it was Brian who had to say, hey, this is just who she is, this is her culture, and y'all need to respect her culture. And he was like, you got to meet her halfway. And Ace like, I did. No, you didn't, because my boy, my little boy, you sat there, picked her, and 3 seconds into the recoupling, you were like, by the way, don't touch me. We don't like you. Don't like you. Don't touch me. Don't call me babe. Don't do this. Don't think we're gonna be cuddling up. We're not kissing. I don't like touching. Like, y'all weren't even a couple of 20 minutes before you were telling this girl all of the boundaries that you did not want from her. How do you think she's supposed to respect? How do you think she's supposed to react to that? And she's just like, Okay. So why did you pick me if I can't touch you? If I can't hold your hand, I can't kiss you, I can't cuddle. Like, what are we in a couple for? So it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I was like, Amaya, baby, keep that crown straight on your head. You don't have to worry about these little boys in this villa. Now, one thing I didn't like how Sierra was like, he's a chump. You know, like, no, kind of, that's not your place. Like, don't. We can hype people up without tearing people down, and I feel like that way in everything. I don't like Ace, but I don't have to tear him down to hype up Amaya. He know what he was wrong because
Oh,
he was trying to
she didn't say that
no, she
about
said that about
Ace.
Zach. She said that about Zach.
Yeah,
She said that about Zach. And I'm saying for all across the board. I don't want
fair.
her. Don't tear people down to build people up. She could have been like, you know what, girl? Don't you worry about those boys. Don't worry
But
about those
also,
boys.
why is Ace trying to get up to comfort Amaya of all fucking
I don't even
people?
think he was trying to go comfort. I think he was trying to keep on going. And I'm like, oh no, I don't know. Like, sit down. I'm glad they said no. Hey, sit down. Sit
I
down.
I hope to God, and I certainly did. I voted Amaya for favorite girl.
That's cool.
I voted Amaya for favorite girl
I love
because
that. And I feel a lot of people are.
right now she is my favorite girl because, and I hope that they announce a top three or something like that. I hope she's in the top three.
She probably will definitely be.
I hope she gets rewarded from America, and I hope that they show the recognition from America. I hope she gets it because right now she needs to know that America fucking loves her
Hmm.
because she needs that right now. Either that or I honestly need her out of the villa. It's one or the other right now because right now her man ain't in there. Her man has never been in there. I either need her to find her man and take it to the end or I just need her to go and get her brand deals and be done with this season. Like I need one or the other right now for her because I'm just like I'm tired of these boys mistreating her in this villa. I'm tired
Oh,
of it. I'm tired of it for her. I'm frustrated for her. And this entire season has been nothing but frustration for her. And it's. Mm, mm.
secondly, let me bring this up. Austin, watch your mouth. You hear me? Watch your mouth when you're talking to Maya Papaya. Because what you showed, talking about some, do you understand what airing it out and clearing the table means? Who you talking to? Who the are you talking to? Because very much that gave very much microaggressions and racial undertones, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
can see it and peep it a mile away, and you will not get away with that. Watch your mouth. I need you out the villa. You've been supposed to been out the villa a long time ago, and I need you to go. Like, watch your mouth. I was on your side when you called out Ace for what he is and what he did to Jeremiah because that is true. But when you come into Amaya, watch your freaking mouth. You hear me? Watch your mouth. Don't talk to her that way. Don't sit here and try to mansplain nothing to her. She know exactly what she was saying, and she can talk. It's an open discussion. She has every right to clear her grievances as well. Watch your mouth. Don't do that to Amaya. Don't do that to no
No,
woman. But watch your mouth.
it was nasty. It was nasty.
That pissed me off. That pissed me off. I was pissed
Mm,
off about that. I was like, watch your mouth. Don't do that to her.
no.
You keep it together. And Adrena's question to you of why you still in the villa was very much valid because you don't fight for nothing. You don't show effort for nothing. You don't do nothing. Why are
What
you
do you
still
do
here?
successfully? Quickly.
Nothing. Get out my villa. I need him out the villa right
Yep.
now. He
I
can
will
go.
say I will say though, the first note to Amaya when Chris was like, Amaya swears she don't snore. She wakes me
Mhm.
up from it every night.
I love that because he
I
talked to her
love
about that
that.
the night before, and she was like, "I don't snore," and he was like, "Yes, you do," and she was like, "I
Yes, you
don't."
do, girl.
She was like, "That's just me singing." I love Amaya
I
Papaya.
love Amaya.
I love
I
her,
love
but
Amaya. Anyway, we do
but
need to move on from Amaya, but
let's go into who was next. Oh,
We did
Pepe.
get
Oh, we
Pepe.
yeah, Pepe, and they were like, so Pepe, why you wasting this girl's time when you hung up on Hannah?
Why are you still here, Pepe?
Why you still here? See, I'm annoyed with Pepe in this episode because the episode before I was like all about Pepe. I was like, yes, Pepe is great. And then I voted him very high in my polls when I was like the night before.
Oh,
And I
did
wish I would have waited to
you?
him this night. If I would have
I
did the
rated
polls
him
this
very
night,
mid. I rated him very mid, and I'm very glad I
I rated him
did.
a little high because I liked how he handled the Adrena situation. I'm like, he was very honest, he was
Me
respectable, he
too.
was so, and I was like, yeah, I like that about Pepe. He's standing on business, he be keeping it real, and he's trying to focus his time on one woman and not jumping from woman to woman. Love that. And so I rated him pretty high
Not
on a lot
really.
of them. But now we know Pepe, you just hung up on Hannah, and that's all it is. And now you wasting Grayson's time, and you talking about some well, whoever asked this question, I just feel like y'all just, that was for me to say. But like, this is the clear and standing on business challenge. Stand on business at Pepe. And when Grayson gets upset, and she's like, "Well, why? What's happening here? Because I came here to look for love, and if you've already found that, why are you still here?" Like, basically, and I'm like, absolutely. Like, you could have left. You could have left.
The way he sat down afterwards and he goes, "It's all right," and she goes, "It's all right for who?"
And he was like,
Thank
"It
you,
is what it
Grayson.
is." I'm like,
Thank
because
you,
now she's like,
Grayson.
she wasted this time when she don't have a whole lot of time. She could been talking to anybody. Baby Grayson, go talk to Elon and y'all try to make y'all connection real quick. I don't care about whoever else. She got to talk to somebody. She
I
got to talk to
know.
somebody. And
I
Elon is
know.
the easiest choice to make right now. And Pepe obviously don't want you. And just go talk to somebody else because this man is
Or
just sat here and was
Brian.
like, Ryan want Jaden. And Jaden wanted to stay, and I want Austin out. So Brian and Jaden can get together so Austin can go.
Yeah, I got. I want better for
And
Grayson, but yeah, you're right.
it, it's just,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right.
I mean, either way it goes, I'm
Um,
sorry, she's gonna be milquetoast regardless. I'm sorry.
I liked her in this moment though. I was like, all right, stand on it. I appreciated her for that. Um,
Sierra goes.
Sierra was one of the first, but yeah,
Yeah.
Sierra gets hers.
And she got, do y'all know that you and Nick know that y'all not as quiet in bed as you think you are? And I would have been like, y'all so disrespectful. Like, don't be in that would piss me off. Like, I am not gonna be in the
At
bedroom
least
with
TJ and
you.
Iris took it to Soul Ties.
Right, take it to like go somewhere and do it. Don't be up in
Y'all can
here make
alternate between Soul Ties.
go to the day beds.
Take it to
Just
the
go somewhere
shower.
else. Take it to the shop. Just go sneak in the hideaway. Like go do that. Like don't be in here.
I forget because we're watching UK as well. I forget that
Yeah,
they don't have easy access to the hideaway.
right. But like,
Like
come
Love
on.
Island, y'all just give them access to the hideaway. Come on.
Like they like I would be pissed off too if I was in that room. Like, could y'all
Right.
please? Can you please? Like seriously, don't nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that.
Go
But
to the makeup room, go to
go
the
to the
day
bathroom, the shower, go
beds,
to the
go to the
speakeasy,
pool, go to the
go
speakeasy,
go somewhere else. Don't be up in here.
go to the diary room, anywhere else. Like, come on
Just
now,
go
y'all.
somewhere else. Like stop it. But so they were like, well, we were celebrating last night. I was like, girl, shut up. Anyway.
Okay,
Uh,
go to the shower, go to the pool, go to the hideaway. Like, come on now, girl.
like seriously. Uh Sierra Sierra girl, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it. Sierra is just a PR version, a better PR version of Huda. You ain't gonna make me change my mind. She is Huda with a good PR person. So she do the same exact thing that Huda do that we tried to accuse Huda of, and we was all mad at her. Sierra always flings the cat when she feels intimidated. Sierra only she only feels like she needs to bust it open wide when she feels intimidated. The first time she did it was when Angelina came in. The second time she did it was when she found out about Nick and Alandria's kiss. And now that they closed off and we celebrated it. She uses sex as a weapon. Don't you can't tell me otherwise. That's why she got to where she is with this closed off situation. And to hear them both talk about the situation, she like, oh, we went to dinner, we had this, we had waterfalls, blah, blah, blah. Nick said it was 40 seconds in the subpar. Two different stories about the same situation. What? 40 seconds and it was subpar. It was something. We had hot dogs and hamburgers, and when it ended with a waterfall, and you can't. I like Sierra, but she is doing the same thing we tried to accuse her of doing with Jeremiah. And if we go call out Huda, I'm gonna call out Sierra too, baby girl. You are doing the same thing, and you're using the punani for the weapons to try to lock that man down. And congratulations, you made it work for now. You made it work for now. But that's you can't tell me otherwise. But anyway, but then Pepe's question to Sierra, but it was to Sierra, Shelly, and Alandria. And this man want to know why y'all vote out Hannah when somebody else should have went home. Ah,
Baby, give it up. She's home. She did a viewing party here actually the other day.
mm,
I didn't go, but
good. She's gone, but he wants to know why she's gone, and she shouldn't have gone. And I'm like, okay, I get it, I understand.
yep.
Sierra's answer,
You know, as diplomatic as it could have been.
it was full of crap to me because I still never agreed for Hannah going home. I still never
I
agreed that
didn't
Hannah should have went home.
I didn't agree with Hannah going home. I mean, we
I
love our
didn't get their
Amaya,
reason.
but it should have been Amaya going home. We
It should have
both
been Maya
agreed that
or
it should have been
Iris. It should have been Maya or Iris. Like you didn't know Iris like that. You could have
we're
sent her home. But
we're not seeing everything 24/7. So if they really, you know, I mean, the real tea is they were probably closer to Iris and Amaya than they were to Hannah. Let's just be real and honest here. But if Iris really did have a better connection with TJ at that point, I don't know. Like
I mean, like I said, that night, two people went home that shouldn't have went home. Anyway,
I agree.
So
Hannah and Jeremiah should not have gone home that night.
no, it should have been Amaya
Frankly,
and Austin.
based on what we've seen, love Amaya, don't love Austin, but it should have been Amaya and Austin. Like,
yeah, but Sierra gave a diplomatic answer, like you said. It was very diplomatic. I don't think it was a good answer. It was just a very
but also,
diplomatic
why
answer.
are we directing it specifically then at Sierra?
I mean, he put Alandria and Shelly on there.
Then why are we giving it
to because there wasn't a group podium.
I know. Then I'm asking production. Why are we giving it to Sierra?
Sierra probably didn't have any questions, and nobody cares about her that much to write her anything.
Well, I mean, Shelly and Alandria only had one question.
Shelly had a few questions on one card, and Alandria had a couple questions on one card. Nobody really had too many questions for Sierra.
Shelly
so
only had Sierra only had one card, or Sierra only had one question. So I guess, but
right. So I guess they were like, well, since he asked all three of them, we'll let Sierra ask that question.
I guess.
But who else had a question? Ace's turn. Is it Ace's turn, or should we go to somebody else?
I mean, we can go to Ace because otherwise it's Shelly, Alandria Taylor, Shelly, Huda, Alandria Taylor. So
and Chris was in there too.
And Chris. So yeah, it's like, who do you want to tackle?
Yeah, let's go.
Who do you want to tackle first, Lana?
let's go to Ace, and because this is where I felt like the little Chihuahua was just barking and being very 5'10" Ace. 5'10" where? 5'10" where?
5'6".
If you're I was like, you're 5'5" at best.
I was gonna say 5'6".
Because if you're 5'10", baby, I'm 6'4".
If you're 5'10", I'm 6'6".
Like, stop it. Stop it right now. You're not
Baby.
5'10". But
Baby. No. No.
no.
Sorry. Next.
But so when Austin questions Ace about the Ace Brigade just following behind him because about the whole Jeremiah thing, I said Austin's not wrong here. He's
I
not
said,
wrong with this question.
Austin, I'm going to give you your
Give you
5.
I'm gonna give you your threes because you still pissed me off in this episode. So I'll give you your
No, I'm going to give him
threes.
his 5 because 5'10".
I'm gonna give him his. Yeah, I'll give him half of that. I'll give you your threes. But he wasn't wrong with what
No.
he said. He wasn't wrong.
No.
And but the only thing is Ace thinks because you're louder and you want to talk more, you're right. Um, and Austin doesn't know how to articulate his thoughts. But he wasn't wrong with asking questions. It made sense to me. And the fact that Taylor and Nick just sat there and looked like, what? Like, yeah, because y'all know. Y'all are Ace's followers. Y'all do whatever Ace tells you to do. And you did it. It is what it is. But Ace deflecting from answering the question that was asked of him about Jeremiah Vogt. He deflects it into you not standing on business because you won't even tell Amaya how you felt about her and y'all couple, and you was telling the boys one thing, and then you were telling her something else, and da 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 da. I'm like, now you want to defend Amaya?
Who cares?
Now you want to defend Amaya when you were the cause of all of this in the first place? Because guess what? Ace Austin was just much following you and how you treated Amaya, how he treated Amaya next. He just followed your lead. So we
Baby,
want to talk about people.
they haven't been in a couple in a week and a half. Why do we give a fuck?
Like, you're not going to sit here and try to play in my face and make us think, oh, Ace is defending Amaya. That's so good of him. No. He was
No.
deflecting off of the real question that was asked of him. I can't. Can't with this man. I can't with this man. And then Shelly's questioning him. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I'm so sick of the Shelly Ace situation right now. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of it because they both wrong. They both wrong in this situation. Ace wanted to play Dora the Explorer, and he was like, "We all open, we open, we open, we open." But now that he doesn't have anybody else to be open with, now he wants to be closed off and he wants to shut it down. But Shelly now has somebody who she can be open with and do Dora the Explorer with, and now he don't know how to handle it. I knew it, and I said it. When Ace has competition, he won't know how to handle himself, and now he's showing his natural behind because he does not know how to handle the fact that he has somebody in the villa who was actively at one moment going for Shelly, and Shelly was actively going for him, as well as keeping her connection with him. He doesn't know how to do that.
And you want to know the best part, Lana? Now that Chris is actively stepping away from Shelly, neither of them know how to act. Because
Right.
neither of them really want to close off because they don't actually like each other.
They actually do want to close off. Neither one of them just being stubborn to say we want to close off. Both of them want to close off,
Oh,
but neither one of them.
I'm not convinced they actually like each
Oh
other.
no, they do. They want
I'm
to
not
close off.
convinced.
They just don't know. Neither one of them want to be. They both stubborn to say we want to close off because they want to be.
I'm
We too cool to
honestly,
say that.
hot take, I'm not convinced. Because honestly, and it goes back to this question, why haven't we done it yet? Like it goes back to that question because of the fight that we saw yesterday, because of everything going on. It's like, okay, then just do it. Like, I'm sorry. I do
They
not.
don't want to say it.
Hola, soy Dora. Can you find the fucks I've lost? No, you can't. I'm tired of both of them. Get rid of both of them. I am done with Ace. I am done with Shelly. I cannot stand either of them anymore. I do not care. I do not care about either of them. I do not care about this couple. They annoy the absolute crap out of me. I do not care about either of them anymore. I tried with Shelly. I did my best with Shelly. I have not cared about Ace since day one. I tried so hard with Shelly, but they go in circles, and all they are doing is collateral damage to every single person around them. And it's maddening. It is so manic. I am convinced they are not going to last outside of the villa. Whether they leave together or not, I am convinced they do not like each other and they will not last outside of the villa. Because they are both too damn stubborn to make anything last. So that's my hot take for the episode. But I don't see it lasting.
I can care less about that couple. I don't think anybody's lasting outside this villa. There is no real couple in this entire villa. There is nobody who's going to go off and we're going to see them a year from now like, oh, they're still together. No, nobody.
No.
And I already accepted that. I've come to peace with that. I've come to terms with that. This is not Connection Island this year. This is not. We're not going to have genuine connections in this island. Nobody's going to leave together and stay together. I'm already convinced of that. Here's my thing. You will never. There's nothing you could do or anybody else could do or say that will make me hate Shelly at this point. You just can't do it. I will ride behind Shelly every chance I get, and I will ride for Shelly for. Is she annoying? Was she wrong with this situation between her and Ace? Absolutely, absolutely. I think this was. She is just she's so used to having people options. She's used to having options. She's used to having people chase her. And now she doesn't have that and she's not handling it. Same thing with Ace. He's used to having options. Now he doesn't, and he doesn't know how to handle it. And he doesn't know how to be in the relationship with Shelly when somebody was actively chasing her and she was actively going for them and still trying to pursue him. He's not used to that. She's not used to that. I think right now, I do think they are going to go get back together at some point and close it off. I do think they both want to close it off. I just think they're both so stubborn that neither one of them want to say, hey, can we want to be the first one to say, let's close this off. Neither one of them want to be the first to say because their egos are in the way. They both have massive egos. Get it? And I get it. I get it. I respect Shelly's rights and her wrongs. I will go ride for her rights and her wrongs. And when she's wrong, I will call her out on her wrongness. But what I am not going to do is sit here and say, get her out my villa. Because number one, she has one misstep and we all want to throw her out. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not going to follow the propaganda that she is a mean girl and the propaganda that she deserves to go because she is not seeing eye to eye with Ace or her having this issue with Huda. She needs to go. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She deserves to be in here just like everybody else. She had one misstep. She has been calm, cool, collected this whole entire time. And for us to be like, oh, throw it away now because we don't like how she handled this situation. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do that. I will still ride with Shelly. I still think her and Ace can make it work because I do think they want to make it work. But even if they don't last outside of this villa, I don't care. I care less about anybody outside this villa. All I know is that I'm not going to throw Shelly out with the bathwater just because she has one misstep. I'm not gonna do that. She's been my girl this whole time, and if we just discard people for one mistake, then we ain't gonna have nobody in our life. And so I enjoy her as a character on this show, and so I'm gonna keep riding for her. Did she mess up in this episode with Ace? Absolutely. Now the Huda situation is a whole nother situation, and I'll talk. We can talk about that right now.
Let's go there. Yeah, let's. Okay, because why the fuck hasn't Shelly just fucking talked to Huda? That's what
she mad.
I understand, and I understand that. My biggest frustration with both of them here. I understand Shelly's mad, and I get it, and I see it, and I understand it. And this is horrible timing for this game to pop up for this whole situation. The frustration for me is just the way that this whole thing popped up. I just wanted them to have the opportunity to have a conversation one-on-one to resolve this situation. Because at this point, it had been, 2 days?
Yes. Okay.
I see Huda's frustration. I'm not on either of their side. I think both of them look horrible coming out of this, to be honest with you. I'm not taking anyone's side here. But I really do understand Hada's frustration here, because all she wanted to do was accept responsibility for what she did wrong. And I really did not care for the way that Shelley continually dismissed Hada throughout this episode. That's where I don't think Shelley looked great in those moments. Now, I understand I understand Shelley's frustration. I see Shelley's frustration. Shelley has every right to be frustrated. I think Hada did go too far. I agree with that. Shelley has every right to be mad. Shelley has every right to still be mad in this situation. I don't like that still it feels like Shelley is refusing to hear where Hada is coming from. That's what I have the biggest frustration with. I would like at least for Shelley to hear and be receptive to listening to where Hada is coming from.
Okay. And here's where I guess not counter, but what I see about this. Shelly and Huda have been living in this villa for almost a month now, and
Mhm.
Shelly has been seeing how Huda moves throughout the villa, what she has expected of others, and seeing that she does not always give what she expects in return to other people.
Mhm.
Huda has moved differently and weirdly ever since the beginning, and she expected everybody to move with her and they respect her and respect her boundaries and respect what she wanted throughout the entire first half of this season. And Shelly has been there. She has accepted it. She has
Yep.
supported. She has done what Huda has asked this entire time.
Yep.
And the one time Huda can show the same respect, she
She
does
didn't
not
get it.
do it. She
Yep.
turned around and she did it very openly and blatantly, and apparently a lot was cut out that we didn't see, that everybody was like, girl, you
Yeah.
took it too far.
Yep.
I understand why everybody wants Shelly to feel the need to talk to Huda. Just talk to Huda. Just talk to her and let her explain herself. I feel like Shelly is tired of listening to Huda explain herself.
Yeah.
I feel that Shelly just now, when that moment of, oh, I get it now, clicks in your head and you
Yep.
realize something and you say,
Oh yeah.
you know what? I see who you are and I don't like that. And I
Mhm.
don't want that in my space anymore.
Mhm.
And I think that is what Shelly has done. She has, like,
Yeah.
Shelly is that type of person. She sees people for who they are. They show her who they are, and she believes that. And she's like, okay, and that's not the kind of person I want to rock with. She even
Yeah.
told Sierra, I'll be civil, but I don't particularly want her in in my life. Like, we are not
Yeah.
friends.
I see that. Yeah.
And so Kelly's tired of always consoling Huda, because we know what that will turn into. We know what the conversation with Huda and Shelly will turn into. Huda starts crying. I didn't mean it, girl. I love you so much. You're my friend. And Shelly is now, in turn, now has to console Huda and say, it's okay, girl. It's fine. I
When it's not.
understand. When it's not. And because
Yep.
Huda is going to weaponize her tears. So Shelly
Yep.
knows that. So
Yep.
that is why I don't feel like she owes her any grace or she owes her
Yeah.
any conversation, because she knows what the conversation is going to be with Huda. And we
Mhm.
know all Huda has to do is, if Huda really wanted to wrap this up, she could have put in her notes that she decided to write,
Mhm.
I just want to apologize because I did
I
step over
agree.
the line. And I just want to apologize because I know you won't talk to me and you have
Yep.
every right not to talk to me. But I just wanted to put that out to you that I
I
am
agree.
sorry, and
I agree.
left it at that. But what
And
you want is for Shelly to come to you and
yep.
talk to you and then turn around and console you.
Yep.
We're
And that's
not doing
not
that
what.
anymore.
No. No.
We're
And
not doing that.
And I agree with that completely. I think what should happen, frankly, because I do agree more with what you're saying. I think a conversation, frankly, should happen where Shelley just says, girl, no, and just sets the boundary there. That's more what I would like to see the conversation be. Less, I don't need the coddling anymore, because frankly, I'm tired of the fucking coddling. I don't want there to be coddling for Shelley's sake, because she doesn't need to coddle Huda anymore. No one needs to coddle Huda anymore. She's a grown fucking adult with child. Like, I want Shelley to put up the fucking boundary of, girl, I'm tired of it. No, end of story. But to play devil's advocate.
But we know that won't be the conversation.
I agree. But also, to play devil's advocate, I like Shelley. I like her. I like these girls in the villa. They had 2 opportunities to vote out Huda and they didn't.
Absolutely. They are reaping what they're sowing.
A little bit. They are reaping what they are sowing. And in a lot of ways, I'm sorry, I don't feel as bad as I normally would.
No.
I do feel for them, but it's y'all had the opportunity. I wish they had taken it. Like,
they should have taken it. Absolutely.
Y'all know the kind of girl she is. I'm glad they're finally waking up. I'm glad they're finally seeing the kind of girl that she is. It only took them being directly involved in the fucking situation with their couple, with their mans, for them to finally see the situation at hand. But I'm frustrated that it took this long for these girls to finally fucking see it. And I'm just like,
and
I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with all of them. I'm frustrated with Shelley. I'm frustrated with Alandria. I'm frustrated with Sierra, because I'm like, y'all kept this girl and eliminated several other girls that are here for the right reason, that were here for the right reasons.
I feel like I agree with that. I agree with that. I think it's some frustrations all around. I wasn't too happy with everybody in this villa this week, this episode. I will say, my smoke with Shelley. I do have a little bit of smoke with Shelley though. I needed Shelley to have more smoke with Ace than she has with Huda, because
I agree.
Huda was doing it, but Ace was grabbing it and bouncing it too.
Ace was letting it happen. Ace wasn't trying
Huda's not right to stop it or anything. He wasn't trying to get, so I need Shelley to have more smoke with Ace than she does with Huda, but I also need Huda to understand why Shelley doesn't owe her anything. And also need Shelley to understand how weird she's looking when it comes to this Chris situation, because we watched the same episode where you and Huda had the conversation and she said, I'm gonna bring Chris back, and you said that's great, and she said, I'm gonna bring him back for you, but I also am interested in him, and you said, girl, that's fine. So you can now turn around and say you have an issue with Chris and Huda's connection growing because you said it was fine. Now, on top of that, do I feel like Alandria should have said that Huda and Chris kissed in the speakeasy? Maybe not. Maybe not. But understand why she did it. Because Huda was standing up there talking about, we're girls and we're supposed to be together and this is a girls situation. But if this was a girls situation and you brought Chris back for Shelley, like you said you did, even though you were going to explore your own relationship with Chris, you should have come to Shelley and said, hey girl, by the way, me and Chris was talking and we did kiss, because you said you're a girl, and all the girls tell each other when they kiss these other girls' men. Like Huda, not Huda, Amaya came to Alandria when she did it. Alandria went to Sierra when she did it. Like everybody is telling each other when they kiss each other's
but
man.
Also, Shelley's been icing her out for 2 days now, and this happened last night. So it's like, when is the right time then? Like, if Shelley's not even talking,
that is true too, and that's what I want to get to.
It's the difficulty here, because it's like, in this case, I don't like that Alandria said it. Did it need to come up? Yes. And the person I feel the worst for in this situation is Chris, because like Chris said himself, like, he ain't a part of this whole situation. His dirty laundry didn't need to be aired. So in this moment, I was like, Alandria, girl, you didn't need to involve yourself in this situation at all. I'm like, I don't understand why Alandria is putting herself in this situation when she really didn't need to. I get her trying to defend her girl Shelly. I see it and I understand that. Girl, let Andrina do that if anything. Like
Yeah, I wouldn't say anything.
you
She
didn't
didn't have
need
to
to
say
say
anything.
anything. She didn't have to say anything. And I was like, oh girl, Alandria, like, oh no.
You never gonna make me look at her that way either, because I understand. I understand why she did this. I'm like, but you didn't have to, girl.
I get it. I still love Alandria. Still love Alandria. But for a moment I was like, oh, still love you. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
still love you. All love, but I was like, oh, not your best
Not her best
look in the
moment.
moment.
No, not her best moment. Not her best moment.
I
And I
love
will give her that.
Alandria. I support
And she
women's
still got
rights
my
and
vote.
women's wrongs. She would have been my if I was able to vote for a second.
She still got my vote. I know.
And I love that. Love that. She would have been my if I had a second vote.
Right.
It would have been Alandria. I needed to vote for my papaya because I need her to know that America loves her. So
she knows, and she will know.
But obviously, my two girls are Amaya and Alandria.
Like, if we could have
point
just voted for two girls instead of a boy, it would have been Amaya.
Literally, I would have voted for two girls instead of a boy.
Like, I would have never voted for a boy at all. I would have never voted for a boy at all. They would just let me vote for two girls.
Who did you vote for?
I voted for Chris, actually.
I also voted for Chris.
I thought about it. I said I should have voted for Brian, though.
I also thought about voting for Brian. My top two are Chris and Brian.
I was like, I should have voted for Brian, but I voted for Chris because I did like how he answered his question. And because, Sierra asked him, are your intentions with Huda genuine? And he was like, yes. And she was like, or were you using it just to get in the villa? And he was like, I could care less about this villa. I could be overseas playing ball right now. I can give an F about this villa. And I was like, absolutely. And I love that for him. And I like that he was like, my intentions were for Shelly when I came into this villa. When I came in, my intentions were for Shelly, but she wasn't reciprocating anything. And so therefore, move my attention to Huda. And that's just what it is. Now, I don't know if I would want to be Huda and be like, oh, I was second option, but she knew that from the get-go, so I'm sure she's not that mad. She already knew.
She's got eyes. She
knew. They said it, and she talked about it.
And all of the boys even said it. Like, Huda was talking to everybody in Casa. And I love that Chris was open and transparent with it. Like, he wasn't expecting his connection with Huda to be as strong as it was in Casa and then coming back into the villa. Like neither of them were expecting it to be as strong as it was. And they've developed things over the course of the last, week or so.
Day and a half or so.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that for them. Like, I think that's I actually really like Chris and Huda together.
I like Chris and Huda. And I will say that. I like Chris and Huda. Do I want them to win my 100K? No. But I do like them. I do like them together.
Huda.
Right. The Huda will never take the money from me. Huda. But yeah, so I was just like, I did not mind Chris. I don't mind Chris and Huda together. I liked how he answered the question. I like how he was direct. He was like, I don't care about, being in the villa. I came looking for a connection. I found a connection with Huda instead of with Shelly, who I thought I wanted my connection with. And it is what it is. And I was like, word.
Great.
Period. Then we move to Alandria's question.
Yes.
And Clark, girl, why did you waste your paper for this question? Why did you waste the paper for this question? Because here's why. Before you go into your, I'm gonna tell you why I said that.
Okay.
Because at the end of everything, when she asked about being the test and how the test, and she didn't like the word test, and Alandria said, "Congrats, because my connection is real, and we're physical. We're not just physical. Our connection is real." And Alandria said, "Congrats. I'm glad that your connection is real. Love that for you." I don't talk about, I talk about everybody as a test, because I feel like if you're not in the original couple and somebody else comes in, they are a test to see if that connection is stronger. So it wasn't just you that I was saying that about. I say that about everybody. And if you don't like the word test, I apologize, because that was never my intention to, make you feel like anybody feel like they are less than anything. But I just say that everybody who's coming in, I feel the couples are connected, is a test for that couple. And then Clark says, I figured that's what you meant. So I knew what you meant, girl. So if you knew what she meant, then why are you writing this question? If you knew what she meant when she said it, then what the heck are we talking about here? Wasting folks' time. Like, shut up. Stop. Why are we doing that? Like, what's the point? You just wanted to have your story. You have no storyline, and you really want 15 seconds. Like, if you knew what she meant, you already knew what you meant. You said I knew what you meant. Then what are we talking about here? You just wanted something to say to Alandria. I get it. That's fine.
Ooh, I love that you're more negative on Clark than I am.
I don't hate Clark. I like Clark. I think Clark is a great girl, and I think her and Taylor is a great connection. I do think they're a better connection and a better fit. And I
Yeah.
just don't want Clark to like. Why is she trying to come for Landry when she doesn't have to? Like, you got Taylor,
Okay.
you got the
Mhm.
prize, or your prize, because he is nobody's prize to me. But you got Taylor, and I feel like you just saying, well, why did you say I was a test? I don't like that you said I was a test. But then afterwards say, but I understand what you meant. What was the
See, here's
point?
where because I see what you mean. Here's what I think she was trying to do. I think she was just trying to get the clarification. I think this was just her opportunity to do it because I think and she even says it, like, from the previous conversation that they had, like, it was just a little intimidating for her to do it. I think this was just an easier way for her to do it in a group setting. And if that's like I've been talking about with Clark, I think just the one-on-one situation, specifically with Alandria, and specifically given the previous connection with Alandria and Taylor, I just think this was an easier way for her to go about it and to get that clarification and to kind of wrap up that narrative between her and Alandria. I didn't see it as a moment of her coming for Alandria. I see your point for sure, and I see where that could be construed as that. And hell, it might have been, to be honest with you. I didn't see it necessarily through that kind of lens of her coming for Alandria. I saw it more as what was more comfortable for Clark. And I think that it, for me, is how Alandria interpreted it, just as a, let's clarify this situation, because I see the way that you're interpreting the word test. I don't interpret it that way, but I see you and I see
Mm-hmm.
where you're coming from with that. And I don't want you to see that because I talk about everyone in that way, because that's just honestly Love Island lingo. And I don't know what Clark's familiarity with Love Island is necessarily. Let's be
Mm-hmm.
honest. You can tell Alandria is very familiar with Love Island, and I don't know what Clark's is. So I saw it more as a, let's this is a safer opportunity for Clark to air it out. It's just so that I just saw it as an easier way for her to do it.
I get that. I get that too.
I see your point though. Yeah.
I just feel like it's you're trying too hard. I feel like
Mm.
I don't know. It's just a. I want to know. You could have asked her that. Y'all had the conversation. Why be a punk about it? Why not just when she's
Oh,
talking to you, just say, I don't like the way you use this word test. I don't like that. Why are you calling me a test? Me and Taylor are a connection. We're real. You could have said things, but what you did was wait into the game and this challenge to try to make a storyline for yourself because you don't have one. You know, the second America votes, they voting you out of here because they don't like you and him. And it's more him than her. It is definitely more him than her. But the fact that she is sitting here like, I'm gonna use this challenge because I want to have my 15 seconds of, getting at Alandria. Or she didn't have anything to say to Alandria to her face. But the best way, I guess, like you said, the safest way for her is to do it through a challenge. And I find that a little weird. When you had the whole
okay.
conversation and you're sitting there talking, I would rather somebody tell me to my face to face, instead of, I'm gonna wait and hold on to this until we get to a challenge, and I'm gonna write it down in a note and slip it to you. That's so fourth grade. That's so high school. Like, baby girl, be a woman. Woman up and tell me to my face that you don't like what I said. So I can be like, okay, I
Well, she's
appreciate you
intimidated
telling
by
me that.
Alandria.
What? And that's your problem. If you intimidated by me, that's a you problem, not a me problem. That's
And
a
I
you
agree with
problem.
that. Oh no, I agree with that. But I mean, it's very obvious she's
It's
intimidated by
obvious.
Alandria.
It is
So
obvious she's intimidated by Landry. And I get that because
100%.
Landry's a whole lot of woman, and
Yeah.
Landry is not taking no mess from nobody. So I get it. I get it. Well, she took mess from
Clark's what,
Taylor, but
24?
I have no idea how my old Clark is, honestly. I don't know. But I just know that, yeah, I get your point too, and I can see that too, because I definitely understand that. And I, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay,
and
maybe like you said,
and
it
like
probably was
and just with the
easier for
way that
her.
and just with the way Clark has been moving through the villa, like she came in, it was immediately for Taylor. Like she's been moving her entire experience through the villa has been very timid, and that's just the way she's been moving through the villa.
Hmm.
I see why she took this route to go through it, and I like Clark. I really do. I wish she was with anyone other than Taylor, because unfortunately, I can't really root for her because I don't fucking
Can't,
like Taylor.
can't.
I really, really, really like Clark when she's not with Taylor. That's the frustrating part. Is I really fucking like Clark when she's not with Taylor. It pisses me off.
Which is a good segue into the Taylor of it all.
Oh, God, help us all. Oh, fuck this man.
This man, this, oh, okay. And so the question for Taylor
Clark is
is,
24.
okay, good. So the question for Taylor is, how does 3 days of connection transfer from 3 weeks of a connection? And he's like, because I like Clark more. And she makes me feel things that, that I've never felt before. She makes me feel like a kid. And Elizabeth said, how old are you again? And he was like, I'm 25. And he was like, what, I can't feel like a kid when I'm 25? I'm like, oh no, you can't. You should.
Well,
Now I
well,
look,
his frontal lobe is still not fully
it's still
developed, so
not
I
fully
understand.
developed. So
Neither
yeah.
is hers, to be fair. So it makes sense that they're a couple and
Neither
that
is
Alandria
whose.
was too much of a
Oh yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
Clark's,
It's just,
sorry,
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
Alandria. Alandria, as we mentioned previously, is a whole lot of woman, in the words of Kelly Clarkson. So Alandria was too much woman
Yeah.
for him, which is why Clark, is a better fit.
He just wants he wants somebody who's chill, who wants to kick it, and who wants to, like vibe and chill. And I get that. And if that was the case, which has been the case for a very long time, not just in Casa Amor, it's been that way before Casa Amor. It's been that way before Jalen. It's been that way, Taylor, for you for a very long time. And here's the problem. And this is where I'm about to crash the out, because you knew how you felt about Alandria this entire time. And when she went off on him, well deserved, by the way, everything she
So well
said,
deserved.
she was valid in everything she said. But the one thing she said that I had to hold on to, she said, if I moved in this villa like you moved, and I just fell to a different connection, you would have been out of here a long time ago. Because when Jalen came in and was all about Alandria, she could have easily unlocked that door for Jalen, and Taylor would have been out of here. You have no connection. You would have been, or he probably would have stayed, because then they would have got rid of Huda, because they wouldn't want to get rid of Taylor. They would have got rid of Huda.
Yep.
But see, it could have been that way. And you sat here and you breadcrumbed Alandria this entire time, even to the point where Ian Sterling, who is watching this whole thing happen, some without production cuts and some without with it, but he was like, I was shocked that Taylor picked somebody else, because I thought Taylor and Alandria were so locked in that they was getting married and having kids as soon as they left the villa. So what did we not see? Everybody is seeing things. The whole villa was shocked when you picked Taylor Clark over Alandra. So you want to act like she's crazy because she was holding on to hope, because apparently you were making it like she was the sun, the moon, and the stars for you. But the second Clark comes in, now Alandra doesn't exist. You've been playing the game, sir. And now you tried to embarrass Elandria, and you tried to gaslight America to thinking that she should have known better, because we saw what you were telling other people. The only person he ever told that he was not interested in Elandria was Ace. That's the only person, because I swear if he had told Nick that, Nick would have said something.
Obviously.
He would have said something if he would have told Nick
And
that.
that's why he didn't tell Nick anything, because he
No, he told
knew.
Ace, and he know Ace is a
Because he's
He know Ace would have said
playing
nothing.
the
And
game.
again, Ace had to be the one to tell him to do stuff, to step it up. Ace had to tell him to set up dates. Ace did all of that so he could keep Jalen away from her. Because the only time when Taylor wanted to start showing affection was when Jalen came into the villain. And when Jalen came to the villain, he was like, "Oh no, I got to do dates. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to reassure her and make sure." And so when she said, "It has been fuck my feelings this entire time, and now it's fuck your feelings." Because you can care less. You talk about you wanted to kiss me, but you didn't want to disrespect Clark. You didn't care nothing about my feelings this entire time. So guess what? Now I don't care about yours. I was like, yes,
Mother.
yes.
Mother. Mother.
If I was a
Put
little
Alandria on every show possible. Peacock, come to the front. If y'all don't put this woman on Love Island games, y'all are doing yourself a disservice, because we all know she ain't coming out of here with somebody at this point. Put her on Love Island games. Put her on The Traitors. Put her on every show you have. We will be watching. Y'all know we will be watching. Put her on everything. And I thank you.
if y'all wanted to say, and if I got a little annoyed with Alandria when she said that thing about the kissing Huda,
Mm-hmm.
she just won me back at this.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Girl, ooh,
I had
but
my
girl,
one
yes.
moment that was my one moment this season where I said, ooh. And then she
But
reeled me back.
I
I
was like,
said,
oh, okay. I'm
I
back.
said, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back. I'm back, girl. I'm back. 'Cause I was like pulling away from
Don't
the
you
girl.
worry,
No,
Alandria. I'm back.
I'm back. Because baby, she ate. And then when Taylor thought he ate, then I'm talking about something. Everybody want me to choose because that was another question. Make a decision? Question mark. Nobody wanted to own up to who said that though. Nobody wanted to say that. But
Who
then
do
he was
we
like, if
think?
you, I think it was Clark. I
I
think it was
also think
Clark.
it
I
was
think it was Clark.
Clark or
Nick.
Nick.
Mhm. I can see that. And when he was like, I choose Clark, trying to embarrass Alandria again, baby. When she said, I was like, work.
There you go.
Unfazed, unbothered, because she is tired
Unfazed,
of that.
unstoppable with why
Like,
bother? I'm happy.
like, ugh. I, Taylor, get out of my. When I tell you this man was least favorite in every poll that I did,
Oh, same.
least
Oh, same.
favorite, least everything, least favorite couple,
And
least cool,
unfortunately,
least chill, least vibe.
I had to put Clark as least favorite.
Absolutely, she had to go.
Unfortunately.
Sorry, girl.
Clark
Sorry, you made your
individually wasn't
choice.
least favorite when I had Clark as an option individually. It was other people, but you know,
Hmm.
when Clark was attached to Taylor on polls, unfortunately, she was last. But I had other least favorites
Hmm.
for the ladies when it came to
Hmm.
them individually.
It's fine.
And I was a little surprised by who I had last in the polls individually for the women.
Who'd you have last?
Iris.
She was down there for me. It
I
was
had
really
Iris
Iris.
low. I had Huda low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I had
Iris
a lot
Low,
of the
Huda,
Casa girls
girls.
low,
Because I don't
unfortunately,
know
just
them. I
because.
don't know them.
Yeah, I'm like, I just don't know them that well.
We're not
Of the
getting no
Casa
time
girls, I
from
had
them.
Jaden the highest. I'll say that. Like,
Okay.
because I feel like just because of like her talking about her diabetes, like I feel like I know her a little bit more than some of the other
Hmm.
girls. But like,
Yeah. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. Not feeling that them too much. But yeah, Taylor, get out of my villa.
And then for producers, come to the front. The
Hmm.
way y'all played in this man's face, because you said, I choose Clark. Cut to, who do you vote for favorite boy and favorite girl? And I said, it ain't gonna be Taylor.
And then gonna be Taylor.
And
Even
he's
though
going
I've
to
seen
be
some
in
people
for a
supporting that.
rude motherfucking awakening when he isn't voted for favorite boy.
I think he knows he's not the favorite boy because he's not even the favorite boy in the villa right now. Because if we notice, well, from what we've seen in the edit, the three amigos ain't hanging out together as much as they used to.
Oh.
Like I think Nick lost a little bit of respect for Taylor in that recoupling, and
Nick's
then
been
how he
shifting
was
towards TJ
like
for some
TJ,
reason.
and yeah, I was like, okay, but I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I think,
But I love that they said, we gonna have a public vote after this, because they need to see all the things.
yeah, I wonder if that. See, I'm nervous that they finna replace the Twitter game with something else with America's
Oh.
votes with these polls. So I
Mm.
kind of feel like they might replace the Twitter challenge,
I could see
which
it.
fine. But as long as we get our movie night by Sunday
Do you think
or Thursday,
that's what we're getting?
I think movie night is coming Sunday and Monday
Okay. I could see it.
because I think we're gonna have the fallout from this on Thursday.
I think we're gonna get a
Uh,
dumping
uh
Thursday.
we're definitely getting a dumping Thursday or probably yeah Thursday or Friday,
Yeah.
and then another challenge. I think with these. Yeah, we're getting a dump in Thursday with the votes, that the least favorites or whatever. And then Friday, we probably get another challenge with these least favorite
Yeah.
things that they're doing. And then Sunday and Monday, movie night. I'm hoping.
Do you think we're getting anyone else coming in? Because we only have 2 more weeks.
But
So
I think, I mean, we got bombshells up until the last week, last season.
true.
So I think we're probably going to get maybe two more bombshells.
I was gonna say maybe 2 more rounds of bombshells at most,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
because I think we're gonna get a dumping Thursday or Friday, and then another round of bombshells this weekend, probably. Couple of, because I mean we're at 20 people currently, so they got to get some fucking people out of this villa.
It's too many goddamn people in this villa. And I think
I,
we're going to do, I
honestly,
think they're going to do a mass dumping soon.
I could see it happening with this favorite,
Least,
least
yeah.
favorite.
That's why I was voting the way I was voting because there's certain people I need to
That's
stay.
why I voted for Maya Maya Papaya. That is why I voted for Maya Maya Papaya.
So wait a minute. So let's get into this juiciness because what happens? Because the way America is feeling right now, or the way they were voting in the discourse that I'm seeing online, is
Mm-hmm.
very half and half with the Shelly, Alandria, Sierra
Yep.
crew, Puda,
Uh-huh.
and everybody else. And Amaya is already up here. Like everybody loves Amaya. Everybody
Yep.
loves Amaya. There's not people who don't love Amaya.
Everybody loves Amaya, and that's my favorite part of this whole thing.
But like with all of this discourse with that, and it happened right after this foolishness,
Yep.
what if Sierra goes home and Nick stays? Do you think Nick stays?
Yeah.
Or do you think he leaves with Sierra?
I think he stays.
Stays too. Because I feel like Sierra might be in the bottom.
With how many girls there are, I don't see Sierra. I think there are enough people that are going to vote for Sierra that I don't think Sierra is going to be in the bottom. I understand that there are a lot of people that don't like Sierra, but I also think there are enough people that are going to vote for Sierra that I
Oh,
think we're fine.
think we might be wrong. I think Sierra might lose a lot of votes because of something she said in the episode that was a little racist.
Mm,
And people caught it because she got on there and said her eyes, she had her eyes were,
oh, when did she say
and she
that?
somebody caught it on the screen. I saw it on Instagram today. Somebody caught it,
Oh,
and I was like, oh, but she said the C word when it comes to them.
oh, interesting. I did not.
I did not
I did
see it
not clock
until I
that.
saw it on Instagram, and I was like, I didn't catch that, but I had to go find it. I want to go find it. I didn't get a chance to
Okay.
do that yet,
We
but
also have to keep in mind we are a specific subset of the Love
mhm.
Island universe. That is what I
Yes,
always want to keep in mind
absolutely,
is we are a
absolutely.
strong subset, but we are a
But we
subset
are a
of the Love
subset.
Island universe. So we
Absolutely.
have to keep in mind what the casuals are going to think. The
Mm-hmm.
casuals are going to vote based on what they see in the edit.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra is getting a favorable edit. Therefore, I think as much as Sierra is not getting a super favorable edit, but Sierra is not getting a negative edit. I
Yeah.
think the girls that are going to be in the bottom are the girls that are not getting as much screen time. So I think it's going to be people like Jaden. I think it's going to be people like Iris, people that are just not getting that screen time. I think enough people are going to vote for Sierra because of her connection with Nick. So I think we're going to be okay for Sierra. I don't think this round we're going to see Sierra in the bottom. I
Mm-hmm.
think in a future favorite girl vote, I think that may be where we lose Sierra. But with 10 girls up for grabs, I think right now Sierra is safe.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
But I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I'm just interested in seeing. I don't know. I don't know what this vote is going to bring. I just think Taylor is in the bottom. I
I
just think.
hope.
I hope. I just think, but I hope he is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But ah, I'm excited to watch on Thursday. I know this is a great day to have a break from Love Island. I need a break.
I know.
I need a break from Love Island, so I'm glad we get to have this break. Because baby is heating up, not just in the US, but in the UK as well. So it's a
Ooh,
lot to take in.
so
But
much going on.
yeah, so join us. We're going to leave it here because we have nothing else. But join us back here on Friday and Saturday at 6:10 Eastern ish for Soul Ties Live. Um, um, we'll be back there, and then we'll be back Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 2:10 p.m. Eastern ish for Soul Ties Live, and then follow us to on Tuesdays and Fridays for at 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. BST for No Invite Needed Live, where we're talking all things Love Island UK. Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. BST. It's heating up over
Baby.
there. It's heating up over there too, y'all. So I'm like, woo wee. I can't wait to talk about that as well. Please join us for all of those. It's getting good. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to all of our other channels. Follow us on our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Follow all of our socials at the Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And where you can get your merch, your mug at lanatcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we're gonna get out of here, but don't you leave. You just go click on another video to watch. We're gonna go make more videos for you to watch. So cheers, y'all.
Cheers. Do 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 do
Bye.
do 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 do.